I can read stories and act out the story with props.
Alrighty, friends. So in this literacy workstation, you are going to be reading your story baskets. Now there's 3 different story baskets here for you and your friends to choose. All right. So you've got The Napping House, Goodnight Gorilla, and It's Mine. You and a friend can work together to read the book, or you can each choose your own book to read to act out the story. So remember we read The Napping House. You go through the book and you can put the people in order of how they lay on the bed. So we had the granny, and then it was the little boy that crawled onto the granny, and then it was the dog, and then it was the cat, then it was the mouse, and then it was the flea, and then they all started waking up and broke the bed. So you can act out the story from our storybooks. The same thing with Goodnight Gorilla. You can act out the story of, we'll pretend he is the zookeeper, and have him use his keys to lock up. Here's his keys. Make sure you don't lose the key. And then you can have, here's the gorilla comes out of the cage. He's following the man, the zookeeper. And then who's next? Oh, he stand up. And then who was next was the elephant, and so forth. And then he got the lion out, and then the giraffe, then the hyena, Goodnight hyena, and then the armadillo. There's even a lock in here, so you can pretend to lock the cages up with it. But the gorilla opens up the cages because he stole the keys. And they all go to the bed and say goodnight to him and his wife. And then goodnight. And they all say goodnight. And then she realizes and she takes them back to the zoo, okay? So you can act out the story of Goodnight Gorilla. And then you have It's Mine. Here's a hard copy. And then you have the book of It's Mine, and you can act out the story of the little frogs and the toad. Alrighty, friends? So there's our story baskets for our literacy station to have acting out the stories with some props.